Hey there, Sandipta Jadhav. Nice to see you again. How are you today?
Same here. Thanks for having me.
It's very nice to see you here on Zoom again. Um, and we have been in touch a lot lately. I feel like I talk to you more than some of my team members, even if it's just on a chat or WhatsApp, because you have been one of the people who tested our Global Rockstar Workbook. And you also have been guest blogging for us twice in the last few weeks. So we had been in intense contacts, and we see each other on LinkedIn all the time. And I'm really glad to have you here, Sandipta. So our viewers, they obviously know that you're an immigration lawyer and a global mobility manager and a specialist in the field of global mobility from India, obviously. I think that's a few things that they probably have already read about you. But this is just very basic information. So why don't you tell us a bit more about why you do what you do?
Fantastic. Thank you so much for Angie for having me here. Myself Sandipta from Mumbai, India. Being Mumbaikar, I think that is inbuilt in me. Uh, Being socialized with everyone and knowing others is the curious nature is the basic key, I would say, which bring me here in the industry and which kept me in the industry for more than almost 15 years now.
Uh-huh.
And from beginning, I like to help others, inspire others. I get inspired from others, and I like to pass that inspiration to uh, other people as well. And that is what I think I am in the industry for more than a decade now.
So, and when you speak about the industry, we probably, you and I probably know that we talk about the global mobility industry and field. However, as it's not so well known for everybody, maybe you could talk a little bit more about how you got from, the starting point, how you got into the industry, and then also where you ended up right now, where you are at right now in your career.
Yes, definitely. That is my favorite question. I would say that I was attempt. I always tend to answer that initially in the job interviews as well. I have started my career with VFS as an executive officer over there. I came to know the visa industry from them only, and I have entered in the global mobility from a immigration point of view only. It's in the 2004. I would say I was working with VFS where I have met multiple foreigners. That has attracted me a lot in the industry
Uh-huh.
because being a local person, and when you talk with foreigner, your tone, your happiness, and everything goes beyond the high level. You are always excited to talk with other foreign nationals, and that's what I really loved my job over there. And then it's continued. I think after that I have joined one of the travel agency, then the corporate. Then I entered in a travel industry because, as you know, the global mobility is not the well-known industry for the Indians.
Mm-hmm.
Then from travel, I have the recent company I have joined HR and admin department. I was always says that why they are just passing changing my departments. Why can't they just keep me in one department, that is travel? Because I have done my diploma in international travel management and all those things. Then in this company I introduced to the term of global mobility, where I came to know that it is only the specifically about the employee transitions, inbound, outbound, all those things I have learned from here, I
Uh-huh.
would say.
Yeah.
And then
And
it is,
you are not only focusing on inbound India, right? You have
yes, no, I
because
am not the person who will stick to one thing only.
yeah,
I like to explore a lot, I like to learn a lot, and I like to connect with people, multiple people, not only the single people. If you ask me to do one thing, I will not do. I'll come to your table and ask one or other thing always.
we call that multitasking.
Yes, it is. I am multitasker always.
So when your department was changed from travel to admin, HR, global mobility, sometimes they use different terms, but what we're talking about is HR, internal mobility, like a specific department inside the human resources function.
Yes.
We're not talking about the external providers right now. We're talking about you being inside a company. And then what happened then? How did you proceed? Because right now, you're at a completely different career level than when you were at that stage. So how did you proceed from there?
I would say in HR, I was playing a HR immigration manager role.
Yeah.
At that time, I got introduced one of my colleague, he ta- he or she, I don't know exactly who was there, who introduced me the global mobility word. That word I have literally Google it, understand it, what exactly it is. I found few material from the Deloitte and some other institutes at that time, but that was huge. It was almost a page, the book of 611 pages. I thought, how am I gonna read that all pages and understand what exactly the global mobility is? Then I started googling one or other day. Whenever I get time, I was using to research a lot on that terminology, what exactly it is. Then slowly, being a London based MNC, other side of the our company was having a global mobility manager post, and she was doing the role of global mobility manager in HR department. And then I started learning her role, what exactly she does, how she advises on those things, and how they are exactly what global mobility has a differences from the travel department. What is admin role, means where the admin role differs compared to HR, what
Mhm.
exactly we are doing there. Then I understood part of the global mobility role is about the salary compensation benefits for the new employee, as well as the existing employee which we are deploying them to other countries.
Mhm.
And those cross connections, those cross border cultures understanding makes me happy always to learn new things, learn daily. It was a daily new learning, one or other thing.
Mhm. Hold
But
on just a second.
when yes,
This may be something worth explaining to the audience because we're not getting a lot of global mobility professions on the red couch. It's actually
yes,
mixed. I'm just inviting a lot of different kind of professionals. But one thing, that you just mentioned is, and I think that's sometimes also misunderstood, when global mobility managers work in HR, usually they're highly specialized in this field. And that's also, because they do the compensation calculations, there are various ways of calculating an expat salary, various different approaches. They're usually doing cost projections for management. So it's highly analytical and numbers driven. Yeah. And
yes, it
I
is.
think it's a good job for people who have a diverse brain and a diverse skill set and are able to do a lot of things simultaneously. So, for example, if you're not a numbers person, global mobility isn't for you. So you have to be very analytical, but you also have to be very empathetic, psychologically trained, like you almost have to be a psychologist as well. So
Yes.
that's one of the things I always loved about this job. It's that it's just adhering to so many areas of my skill set and my brain as well. And the reason why global mobility often sits within the competence center for compensation and benefits is exactly that, because it's more similar to compensation and benefits than to some of the other areas where it's usually also connecting to. But it's not necessarily the same as compensation and benefits. So
Yeah.
I always say it's very hard to have a skill set of global mobility manager and also be a compensation specialist. I almost feel that this is too much for one person. So like sometimes people don't understand really what we do, but I just find it important that it's a bit more explained. Yeah. So So go ahead. And then what was the, what was the next thing after you discovered global mobility? You discovered like this huge 600-page document. You found
Yes, I read it
there's a
half.
world out there.
Yes, I could read it half, but after that I got bored, and then I thought, let me have some certification course only. That will give me a practical idea what exactly I need to do as a global mobility manager if I got promoted and all. Then I came across with the course called Worldwide ERC Institute, which they were offering a global mobility specialist certification.
Yeah.
And then once I completed my certification completely, it's a funny part of that certification course. But then I realized, no, this is not what I want to do.
Because that course is a different part of global mobility.
Yes, it
This
is
is
completely
more
a
for the
relocation part.
for the relocation consultants.
Yes,
And they
yes. And
shouldn't
I
call it
was in
they
law.
shouldn't call it global mobility, because it's a global mobility. It's a different part of global mobility, which is more the relocation part.
Yeah, from HR means from HR perspective, but that is in-house means corporate role. Global mobility specialist
Yeah.
is not the only relocation specialist, but from HR point of view, whatever the terminology you need to know, they just introduce you that, and those those case studies you'll have to learn it from them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give me that happiness which I was looking for in the course. I was completely in a law firm, visas, immigration, those rules, regulations. I was means loving learn to those things. Each day we are just learning one other country, one other category, and one other personality. So that was really means at some level I got disappointed. Then I thought, no, there's something more I have to do. Not only this is thing which I want. And then uh, it was almost more than 5 to 6 years in my mind that I have to do law, but everywhere people were like, law is quite difficult. You'll not able to manage your time. It is hard to do with jobs. It's a full-time thing and all those blah blah things, which was stopping me to do it. And one more factor people have given me the negative point, that was the age factor. They said the learning has some age factors.
Mhm.
But I came to know one of my friend that no, the learning does not have any age factor for law. You can just get enroll yourself, have some entrance exam, and you can have the means you can join them and you can have the law degree. And that's what,
It doesn't really matter how old you are, to be honest.
yes, it is. That's what, it doesn't matter. If you have a curiosity to learn other things, you are gonna grow. That's all about the mindset, I would say.
Yeah.
If you have a right mindset.
Completely agree. I decided to go through the master course of global mobility when I was around 47, I would say. So yeah, it's about 5 years ago. Yeah, about 5 years ago. And I was already teaching in the master course. Yeah, so I was already part of the staff. I was already a lecturer, but I thought this is a lot of good knowledge and, like a lot of good learning, a lot of good legal areas. And I should go through that course too, because then I know what we're talking about here. And then I
Yes.
understand also, if we're all aligned in terms of the terminology that we're using, and in terms of, how we actually link our topics to each other, because it's a lot of different topics. I'm not sure if you're aware there's this global mobility master course in Rotterdam at the Erasmus University. To my knowledge, it's still the only academic course in global mobility in the world.
Okay.
And
I've heard that once, but I couldn't research on it.
yeah, we
That
might
was
have
because
talked
it
about
was
it. We might have talked about it. So
yes.
then you started to study law, immigration,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, immigration. See, as India does not have a specialization in immigration, but
Yeah.
initially I thought, let me complete my law degree, LLB degree, and Australia has a 1 year completion course of
Okay.
for immigration law.
Yeah.
So I thought I will complete my this 3 years degree, and then I will enroll myself for a 1 year immigration law specialization degree in Australia, and accordingly I'll get the certification. But there also I got very good news, very different news, that immigration is not the specific subject in India. So, and only the Australian person can do Australian immigration, not everyone. So that was a very different and I will say different point at that time. Then I thought I can be an Indian immigration lawyer only then. I need not to
Oh,
be.
okay.
There
Okay.
are certain countries. There are certain countries which allows you to do immigration for the any country, but specific countries like US and few other countries which requires a specific like the Canadian immigration lawyer, they have to have a certain certification from the country's law institutes, and
Okay.
then only you can practice their immigration. Otherwise, you are not allowed to do so. And that's what I call myself Indian immigration lawyer mostly. And
Mhm.
few European countries allows me to practice as in guide or consult for their immigration laws, like the Swiss, I will say, the Austria, the German. They allows to you can learn their laws, and accordingly you can guide others to have
Yeah.
a German immigration and all those things. So
Yeah.
that's a good part for me.
Yeah. Because, for example, in Switzerland, you don't have to be a lawyer to work on applications to the authorities.
Okay.
We I think we have mostly HR administrators who would do these jobs inside the companies. Sometimes they're not even in global mobility. They sometimes just belong to HR because, what also happens here, Switzerland is an inbound country. So a lot of people are hired from abroad on a local contract. So they don't even pass through the global mobility desk, basically. And that's
Okay.
why HR admin often has the work permit under their belt. That was actually something I was quite surprised about when I moved here, because in Germany, everything related to immigration was also passing through my desk, basically, as the global mobility leader.
Okay.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do now? I know you already graduated, so what are you gonna do now? What's your next?
Next, I would be an entrepreneur soon. I would start my law practices very soon. I am looking for the properties, the shops, and all those things where I can establish my own business and I can start my own practice.
Oh,
I,
congratulations on
yes.
that. That's such a great news. I didn't even know that yet. I'm so happy for you. This is so great. I'm very happy for you because I know you have been working so hard since ever we know each other. You have been so hard to get to where you are today.
Thank you
Fantastic.
so much. But I would say I have come until this stage because of the people like you who are always, always supportive. They are ready to share their knowledge. That's the important part of mine. Because in my career's time, I will say there are very few people who have supported me or mentored me.
Uh-huh.
But when I understand the value of mentorship, I really got the very high talented and supportive people in my group, and that's what I'm here.
Amazing.
I will give you the main credit to you because you are the first in my I would say in my change transition in 2020. I would say that completely helped me to transit myself
Uh-huh.
from one place to other. From before that, I was just a normal graduate girl who was doing her administrative skills, who is using her administrative skills to get the result or get the positive outcome for her company. But now it's not like that. I'm completely a different person altogether. I myself realize that.
Wow. That's okay. That's so nice. And I'm so glad. I'm actually very moved that you say that. What
Thank
about
you so much.
what about the juniors? Let's, think about the next generation or the next generation. For me, it's like I'm thinking, okay, 2 generations down the line, we already have
Okay.
young women, we have a lot of talents who maybe look up to an entrepreneur like you, in India. And maybe there are young women who just graduated and at the start of their career. Do you have any tips or things you wish you would have known at 25, for example?
Yes, definitely. There are lots of things which I was not knowing at my age of 25, except the family and family values. But yes, in India, mostly the women are like that only. I would say the generation is getting changed now. But at my age, at that time, the women were just completing their studies, few are having their jobs, and few are just completely focusing on their families.
Yeah, yeah.
Now I have definitely I I would love to tell them that focus on your goals. Do not get distracted because of the family values or societal values which you have learned from your family, mother, or any sister, or any other girl in your family, or lady in your family. Just focus on your goals. High, jump high, dream high. You'll get what you want very soon.
That's a very, very nice thing to say. Very good idea. And, one thing maybe we want to add to also, what you said about, you and I, when we met initially, maybe I did a bit of supporting, influencing. And, I've also had these mentors in my career, and they were usually women, also men. I have to say, when I look back when I was young, there were a few very good people in my professional life that would give me the guidance that I needed and also the support. And they would also make sure that, I would get the visibility and that I would get the projects and, come on stage and do trainings and be exposed. A lot of things that have led to the person, the professional person that you see today. And that's why, I think to look for a mentor is a very good idea, especially as a younger professional.
Yes.
To find a mentor and a coach and somebody, somebody who looks at your career with you and helps you through those challenging times. Because sometimes, we all face like challenging times and might not.
Yeah, you have to have your role model. Then only you get timely guidance. Otherwise, you experience that all struggle, all challenges. You don't get a different perspective to see all those challenges of your life.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
because of that mentorship, you can cross it very easily.
Yeah.
It's not challenge only if you have a mentor.
Yeah. Yeah. And what is your favorite social media platform? This is my favorite question.
Oh, yes. I would say my favorite social media is LinkedIn. It has helped me a lot in the sense of networking with people, learning from each other, learning from different portals, learning from different posts, blogs, and there are multiple things which I have learned from LinkedIn. We have met through LinkedIn only. Santa Corona has helped, was the mediator for us to connect. But yes, because of LinkedIn, it was possible.
Yeah, yeah.
So LinkedIn is the right channel.
I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. I share your opinion. I'm also on most other platforms. And one of the things that I have recently discovered is YouTube. And I have to say, I really find YouTube pretty cool right now.
Yes, definitely. And YouTube is my sorry, I forgot YouTube, but
yeah.
YouTube is my teacher.
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube is my teacher, mentor, and everything.
Yeah.
I have learned a world from YouTube only. Yeah. And then LinkedIn.
And it's funny because for me, I think I started during the pandemic with funny things like finding out more things to help me with gardening, for example, like, which plants to plant at what time, because I became like a hobby gardener, like a container gardener during the pandemic because we couldn't go anywhere. So that's how I started to be more on YouTube with very little instructional videos about gardening. And now, I'm also thinking about using the platform a lot more to instruct others, to mentor others, to help people, especially those who cannot afford a coach or cannot afford a global mobility academy or course. Because we know how it is, like these courses that we're talking about, for example, in Europe, they're quite expensive. So,
yeah, too much.
So sometimes, just maybe getting an online course or something on a smaller scale would already help a bit.
Definitely.
So let's see what the future brings. I think you and I we're definitely going to work together a lot more when you start your immigration business. I'm so excited about this. I cannot believe it. This is just worth celebrating, Sandipta. And tell us more about what else do you want to talk about? Is there anything that you're gonna Are you going to have a launch party? Are you're going to have an office opening? Or, is there anything else you want to tell us?
I would say I am always have a step very small, like a turtle.
Yeah.
We have I don't remember, but there's a story of turtle and rabbit, right? Which gives you the basic learning of consistency.
Yeah.
I think consistency is important to grow with your mindset. Without the consistency, your mindset is not gonna work.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm working on it, but as you said, yes, definitely I should think about it, that shop opening, it has to be the inauguration and all those things I will plan. At the moment, it's only within the plan.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly knowing. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but yes, I'll do something better.
Let me know when it happens. Maybe I can join
Yes,
you.
definitely.
Do a
And
reading
one thing
somewhere.
I am remembering, and once again, congratulations for your book launch. I've yet to buy it. I didn't get time just to scroll down things and buy it, but yes, definitely I'm gonna buy it right now.
That would be
After this
great.
call, I'll just buy it first.
That would be great. I also, would really appreciate your review on Amazon.
Yes, definitely I'm gonna do that. Thank you so much for really, really helpful.
But if if you invite me to your inauguration and housewarming of your new office, I could do a reading and I could bring a few books along. Signed, hand signed.
Wow. Really, I'll definitely call you for that.
Think about it.
But I hope that happens very soon.
And I can invite all my Indian friends too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I'm
So
I would love to invite you to Mumbai, because you have been to Chennai, right? Chennai and Mumbai is completely different.
I've been to Mumbai too.
Yeah, when?
Yeah, in 2006.
Wow, that time it was different Mumbai
Yeah,
altogether.
so
It's
like
almost 20 years now.
I've been there when it was still Mumbai,
Yes, it was
I
2006.
I remember when Mumbai was called Bombay. That's how old I am.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Please come
So
again.
I
It's
would love
completely different
I
now.
would love
It's
to.
like, yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Shanghai and all those things. Bridges, all the buildings, gardens and museums, all different Mumbai nowadays it is.
No, definitely. So
It's
let's
developed a
keep
lot.
that in mind, Sandipta. All the best and you rock. Keep
Thank
rocking.
you, and all the best to you as well.
Thanks.
I will like to hear a new book name very soon.
Speak soon.
Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.